Readables from Herta Space Station in Honkai Star Rail. This narration has been lightly edited for readability. Letter from the Comet Hunter. Letters from Outer Space by Hosea Lazaro the Comet Hunter, full of rubbish. Letter 1. To any Herta Space Station researcher who finds this letter, hi there, you still alive? Call it a bummer if you want, but it's not news to anyone that the space station is surrounded by the Antimatter Legion. The entire universe knows about it, except for that indifferent heads-in-the-sand bunch of preservation worshippers. Other folks are, at the very least, placing bets on how long the station has left. If you ask me, I'd say you're done for. Looks like the Legion is actually gonna do their job this time. Who'd have thought? Bad news for your station, though. Me, on the other hand, I made a small fortune out of this. I wonder how livid your Madam Herta must be. Well, my new boss has made it clear. If this genius really does need help, the Intelligentsia Guild is willing to put everything on the table once Herta admits that the Genius Society isn't any better than the Intelligentsia Guild. What say you? Tell her about this generous offer. If things do work out, bring your reply to the World's End Tavern. When you walk in, turn left and take 5 steps. You'll be at a 9th row seat with an iron bell and an Aster falcifolius plant hanging over it. Tuck the letter under the 4-liter Capocali tankard. Ha! Your obnoxious former researcher, Hosea Lazaro. Letter 2. To young researchers at the Department of Cosmic Geography. My young fellows, pals, or whatever, behold, before you lies a tapestry crafted by your former Department of Cosmic Geology colleague, and through which he has woven the discoveries and revelations that followed his breakout departure from the Herta Space Station for the grand cosmos. The Interastral Peace Corporation won't sell you a word of what I'm about to say, even for 1,000,000 worthless credits. And do you know why? Because what I'm talking about here is freedom, rebellion, and instability. The IPC despises such things because it loathes risk and only cares about turning its workers into mindless drones. But the best the IPC can offer you is distraction with 1,000 exotic wares and the illusion of 1,000 false choices. It can't offer what truly matters. That is precisely why it attempts to please so many factions. It's trying to hide our reality under a facade of false prosperity and happiness. Now is the time to face the truth. When I was with the Herta Space Station, the Department of Cosmic Geography was scorned by all the other departments. Those self-righteous biologists, politicians-to-be, fortune-telling conjurers and profiteers all despised us, assuming we were too incompetent for real study and no good for anything but playing with stones and mud. But once you leave the station, you'll find that the truth couldn't be further from what they've led you to believe. Our knowledge of the scale of the cosmos is on par with that of the nameless who traverse the universe. Our desire to learn more about the geography of the universe was once blessed by the Trailblaze Aeon, who laid down star rails to connect the planets, linking even the darkest places to far corners of the universe. This deity goes by the name Akavili. On this course paper that didn't cost me a penny, I share with you the teachings they left us before passing away. Be proud and look skyward. If you feel things are against you, if everything seems meaningless, if you believe the universe is dark and cold, Then blast your way free of the Herta space station. Make a break for it. You'll find that the cosmos is yours to explore. I know, because I've done it. Disclaimer. The contents of this letter is for members of the Department of Cosmic Geography only. Don't hold me accountable if you brats from other departments try to follow suit. Former member of the Nameless, now armed archaeologist of the Intelligentsia Guild, Hosea Lazaro. Letter 3. To old friends and enemies, and to new ones. Those of you who don't know Hosea Lazaro, feel free to ask the head of the Department of Implement Arts. I can still recall the man in charge of the Department of Implement Arts when I was a hard-working junior researcher trying my best. Wen Huairen was his name. Wen Mingda's old man. Old miser really enjoyed cutting our research funds. He slashed the supply of instruments used for planetary atmosphere and soil composition testing, and used the money to buy showy antiques from the IPC, calling it business exchange. He had an eye for rare relics, I'll give him that. He bought low and sold extremely high on the interastral market, so the Department of Implement Funds was raking in profits. But in the meantime, we were making do with an astro rod for planetary research. Even after I hit him in the face with an astro rod, he didn't change a bit. Business as usual, money for the Department of Implement Arts, budget cuts for the Department of Cosmic Geography. Doubtless business has been booming for Implement Arts since I left. One less accountant running random checks and pushing for fair distribution of resources to worry about, after all. More and more suppliers have packages marked Herta Department of Implement Arts, I imagine. Wen Huairen wasn't the only one to face my ire. I, Hosea Lazaro, had a lesson for all those who bullied the Department of Cosmic Geography. Among them, many became enemies who were responsible for my removal from the station, but some became my friends. I'm not the most amicable type, true, and that's gotten me into trouble, but Wen Tianwen was the only one to give me a proper smack. And it was on me, that one. I owe him that. I know most of those old friends of mine are still going strong, same as I am. In fact, I want them to know that I've never been better, despite the times I nearly kicked the bucket in the wastelands of destruction. Yeah, my recklessness has a bunch of factions wanting my head, and yeah, years of savings did get wasted in a masked fool's pub. None of that matters now. I'm alive and kicking. An old friend, or enemy, Hosea Lazaro.